Good evening, everyone. I am Rajput, moderator for today's webinar. We are delighted to welcome you all in this webinar being organized by Committee of Law, Commercial Law, Economic Advisory, and NPO Cooperative of ICAI, which is focused to encourage chartered accountants to shape strategy and policy that unlocks economic, financial, and social value by combining analytical foresight with commercial acumen. The core area of the committee is to serve multifunctional task of analysis, spreading knowledge, providing inputs to regulation and policy formulation to develop and publish technical guidance, background materials, etc. Also, this committee works on creating awareness for professional opportunities for chartered accountants in commercial law, economic advisory, and NPO cooperatives. In today's webinar, our eminent speaker, CA Gaurav Agarwal sir, is going to talk on RERA, a new approach and professional opportunities, hoping it will be useful for the members. Now let me introduce our today's speaker for the session, CA Gaurav Agarwal sir, who is a chartered accountant as well as company secretary with more than 14 years of experience in real estate sector. This sector is undergoing a major transformation with introduction of Real Estate Regulation and Development Act 2016, which was introduced by the central government in the year 2016. Sir is a Sir is a consultant associating himself with the law since its inception, since 2016 when it was incepted, and is advising to people related to the law and regarding registration and compliance requirements of this law of the current act. Also, in last 6 years, he was invited in various real estate platforms and is even in electronic media to conduct various technical sessions, webinars, workshops, and so on. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Amanji. Thank you so much for this kind welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you to committee, CCL, EANC. Thank you to C. Abhishek ji, Mayank, and the entire team, and CA Mr. Chitale ji, and Prakash Sharma ji. Thank you so much for organizing this topic. So first of all, basically, मेरा हमेशा ये कहना होता है कि सारे टॉपिक बार बार रेरा एक बार. So this is really important topic, and we will discuss about the nitties and gritties of real estate sector, what happened recently, what is going to be. So we will discuss about every aspect of real estate sector. The slide is in front of you. Am I audible properly, Amanji? Amanji?
Yes,
yeah. And this slide is visible properly? I think so.
Yes, it is visible.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. So, RERA, real estate. So basically, friends, real estate is the biggest sector, is the biggest industry in the Indian economy. Not only with the Indian economy, with every economy. So sometimes we discuss whether the what is the percentage in terms of Indian economy the real estate sector plays. The real estate sector plays a vital role in the Indian economy. So it's almost some with the data, with the statistics or data, we say that it plays a role of 9 to 10% in the Indian economy, in the Indian GDP basically. But sorry to say, it's not play only the role of 9 to 10%, it's play more than 40%, 40 to 45% role in the Indian GDP and economy. Might be you may ask, sir, how this may be possible? It is possible because more than 250 industry directly and indirectly associated with the real estate sector. So you can assume how important is this sector. So one thing, this session is dedicated to my grandfather. Thank you so much. So this sector is very, very important. And recently, a survey conducted by the MSME ministry, that around India there are 80 million MSME around India. So out of them, almost one third related to the real estate sector. आप कोई भी घर बनाइए, आपको छोटे से लेके बड़ी चीज में रियल एस्टेट सेक्टर में एमएसएमई की जरूरत होती है. लाइकवाइज, सो दैट्स व्हाई this sector plays a catalytic role in the Indian economy, in the Indian GDP. So one can't ignore the importance of this sector. So now we come to the point that this RERA thing. So basically, since last 70 years, if we say, then हम लोग कहते हैं रोटी कपड़ा एंड मकान. So which is the basic necessity of a human being from inception, like when the human evolved. So then they started build the home. Then it was sometimes back it was hut or it was mud house basically. Now it is a you can say it is a high rise thing. So it's almost a big journey. So if we say in India, then we got the independence. So the house is very small. So small house in every nook and corner of India. Then it started gradually moving to the public housing, mass housing. Then private housing started. So almost 30 years back, the public housing was started. Then it is under the private housing. So now this sector under the hands of private sector. So basically, since last 70 years, this sector was not regulated. Likewise, if we say that insurance industry, like electricity industry, like stock exchange, these all are the sector which are regulated till now. But real estate was not regulated till now, because the most important part is the real estate sector is associated with any state government, because the state government can make the laws on the real estate sector. So that's why when you pay the stamp duty, this is because of the real estate sector. When you pay the stamp duty goes to the state exchequer. So actually in our constitution there are three type of list: state list, central list, and concurrent list. So the real estate sector comes under the state list. The state government have the power to make the rules, regulations on the real estate sector. But the central government has realized the importance and role of the real estate sector. So that's why the RERA came. The system has started. So Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs formed the RERA. So basically, this legislation have been formed in year 2016. Okay, the date sheet is in front of you. So in year 2016, the law have been passed, and from 1st May 2017, the notification of the section have started. So all the sections of RERA Act have been notified from 1st May 2017. So this is there. So this is the background of the RERA Act, yeah, or you can say the real estate sector throughout the India. But nowadays, to create the interest of among the audience, that now you have heard about multiple things about the real estate sector कि साहब ये regulated sector नहीं है, यहाँ बहुत सब काला पीला बहुत होता है इस sector में. These type of things we heard since last couple of years, but now the past have gone, and now the things have been changed, and this sector has also changed. Now the industry, the common man have realized the importance of real estate sector. Might be you heard about the that before the COVID time, before 2020, 2021, or itself in 2021, the prices have gone down multiple times. But after the COVID effect in 2022, 23, 24, now I am taking the market scenario. What is going on all around throughout the India. So now the price rises have come. So now the prices are skyrocketed. So and it's not only skyrocketed. So like say that affordable housing, busted housing have taken the back seat in the real estate sector. Now this is the luxury, premium housing, ultra luxury housing in this scenario. So now the normal value of any flat or apartment is more than 1 crore. Means minimum more than 1 crore, 1.5 crore is very average price nowadays. So in metro, and not only with the metro, in a small city, tier 2 and tier 3, the prices are also skyrocketed. So if you say, sir, what constitute the real estate sector actually? Sometimes people ask, sir, what constitute the real estate sector? Friends, the real estate sector have very entire gamut, is inclusive of low cost housing, busted housing, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, urban, rural, affordable housing, township, plotted development, row house, villas, um, um, uh, अपने flats, apartments. These are the basically things. High-rise buildings. So these constitutes the real estate sector itself. So nowadays, not only these, like the recent scenario, the bare housing also started gaining the popularity among the stakeholders, because bare housing is also the buzzword for the future. And now might be you heard about REITs and InvITs. So these are also the important aspect of the real estate sector. So now this is the importance of real estate you can't ignore. So now let us move to the topic. So this is the basic background of real estate sector and what's going on throughout the country. आज आज ये बहुत बात होती है कि जो घर के रेट है, जो मकान के रेट है, वो आज अफोर्डेबल नहीं रहे. आज आप मान के चलिए कि अगर किसी को 30 लाख 40 लाख में लेना है तो वो बड़ा मुश्किल हो जाता है. ये भी सारे सिनेरियोज हैं कहीं ना कहीं. तो ये सब चीजें हैं, बट ठीक है, ये सब चीजें भी चलती रहेंगी. नाउ मूव टू द टॉपिक. सो half of the section of RERA Act notified on 1st May 2016 and half of the section notified on 1st May 2017. So this is the background of RERA. So this is the implementation progress report. This is in front of you. The slide is in front of you throughout the country. So let me show you the data. So this is the implementation progress report, summary of RERA. So basically, we do have in our country 36 states and union territories, out of which 35 states and UTs have notified the rules, out of which 27 have the regulatory authority, because the RERA Act is the central legislation. The RERA Act is the central legislation. So I will try to cover all the aspect of real estate sector in today's session. I will give you the concept. So the state have their different scenarios, but today I am giving you the concept, and we will discuss numbers of things in today's session. If you have any query, so you can post to the committee regarding the any query, to the organizer regarding the any query, and we will take all the queries at the end of the session in last 15-20 minutes. Thank you. So basically, the central government have notified this act in 2016, and they have notified, and this is the delegated legislation, because the making the rules and regulations power comes with the state governments. So they have delegated 4-5 things: formation of rules, establishment of regulatory authority, tribunal, setup of web portal, adjudicating officer. These are the numbers of things. So you can understand nowadays the almost 1,32,000 projects have been registered throughout the country. So you can understand how huge potential is this. So the real estate sector is giving the employment to almost 10 crore people directly or indirectly, almost 100 million. So you can understand then how important is this sector. 100 million, 10 crore people. is give real estate itself. Real estate sector is giving the employment after the agriculture sector. So you can't ignore the importance of real estate sector. So this acts now. The point arises that now applicability. So sometimes people ask, sir, what is the applicability of this RERA Act and on the real estate sector? So it extends to every aspect of real estate, residential, commercial, and whatever I have told you couple of minutes back, high rise, low cost, busted housing, township, plotted, each and everything where third party interest is there, third party obligation is there, and the limit is 500 square meter or above 8 apartments. So if the promoter, if the builder is making developing the land of 500 square meter and more than 8 apartments, then it is required mandatory to register with the RERA authority, to take the RERA registration. So basically, which is there. So now let me tell you couple of things. So basically, we have discussed regulatory authority, real estate regulatory authority, RERA. So where the builder can take the registration and buyer can file the complaint if they have any problem with the builder or with the quality or whatever it may be. So now I am going to share some slides in front of you. This is the RERA authority of Gurugram, Haryana. So basically, this is just like I am giving you the concept. This is the Panchkula RERA authority. One state is having one authority. This is the tribunal. If there is any complaint, the appeal lies with the tribunal. So this is there. This is the RERA authority of Delhi, RERA for NCT of Delhi. This is the RERA authority of UP. So this is there. So basically, we are giving you the statistics of NCR, Delhi NCR. So basically, Haryana, Delhi, and UP. So these are the glimpse of numbers of project registered. But this is not only with the Haryana, Delhi, and UP. This is everywhere. This is stories everywhere in India. In Maharashtra, almost 40,000 projects have been registered. So you can understand how important is RERA is this. So yeah, real estate sector is this because the RERA is the backbone of real estate sector. So that is there. So now let us move forward. So basically, first of all, I am telling you that you need to firstly understand the real estate life cycle. Without understanding the real estate's life cycle, you can't understand real estate itself or the RERA. So now I am giving you the one example so that you can better understand how the real estate industry is works. Might be you people knows about this, but I am just clarifying the system, the scenarios. The first of all, let's say there are 10,000 square meter land. Okay, 10,000 square meter land parcel, right? So there is a ABC Private Limited. ABC Private Limited is the company, and the name of the project is XYZ. ABC Private Limited have purchased the land from the farmers, tenure holders. Okay, purchase the land from the farmers. Then this is the agriculture land, and then they go to the tehsil, to the state government regarding the change of the land use (CLU) from agriculture to residential, because the ABC Private Limited like to bring a real estate project, residential real estate project. Okay, so in Noida, it's let's say in Noida or Greater Noida or whatever in Delhi. Okay, so let me also tell you that in India, in our country, so the land divides into two parts: leasehold land and freehold land. So we will discuss about the aspect of leasehold land and freehold land as well. Okay, so now this is the, you can assume this is the freehold land. Delhi itself, the state, the capital of India, and Delhi itself is the Union Territory UT. Right? So now the ABC Private Limited have purchased the land of 10,000 square meter. Then they now they go for the change of land use (CLU). Thereafter, the CLU have been changed. Now the land use have been changed from agriculture to residential, right? Thereafter, they go to their architect. Okay, sir, please हमारे maps बना दीजिए. They go to their architect. Sir, हमारे maps बना दीजिए. I am assuming that all the formalities have been done, like registry, sale deed from the farmers, and from the mutation from tehsil, everything have been done, I am assuming. So now they go to their architect. Sir, please prepare our map, and we like to submit these maps to DDA, Delhi Development Authority, for sanctioning. So, friends, please understand, this is very, very important. The DDA is the competent authority. Let me show you. So, there are three development authorities in Delhi itself. In Delhi is the capital city of India. Delhi Development Authority, NDMC, and MCD. These are the competent authority, development authority, who sanctioned the maps. ये जितनी भी competent authorities है, development authorities है, by whatever name it may be, throughout the India, you can take the reference of your state, be it Maharashtra, be it Karnataka, Bangalore, be it Odisha, be it West Bengal, be it Delhi, be it UP, be it Haryana, everywhere. Okay, so these are the competent authority. There is a difference. इसमें difference है friend कि जो रेरा है वो रेगुलेटरी अथॉरिटी है. रेरा जो अथॉरिटी है अभी हम जो डिस्कस कर रहे थे, रेरा इज द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल बॉडी, रेगुलेटरी एंड मॉनिटरिंग अथॉरिटी. बट लाइक ये जो कॉम्पिटेंट अथॉरिटी है, दीज आर द कॉम्पिटेंट अथॉरिटी रिगार्डिंग द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ दैट एरिया. Like the development of Delhi, there is a Delhi Development Authority. The sanctioning of the maps must be done by the DDA, not by the RERA. Okay. So now, the architect prepared my maps for the project, and then we submit to DDA. Okay. Then post DDA approval, I got the sanction for 5 years. The map, usually maps have the validity of 5 years. Okay. Then for 5 years, there are 4 towers, A, B, C, D in my group housing. This is called group housing, A, B, C, D, 4 towers. Okay. A, B, C, and D, right? Then sometimes people ask me, sir, why do we need the sanctioning of the maps? Yes, we need the sanctioning of the maps because of the building bylaws. आप ऐसा नहीं हो सकता कि आप कोई भी डेवलपमेंट करना शुरू कर दें कहीं भी. आपको जो रेगुलेटेड एरिया है वहीं पर आपको अपना डेवलपमेंट करना है, एस्टेब्लिश करना है. ओके. सो लाइकवाइज in Delhi, you need to take the permission of DDA, Delhi Development Authority, which is the competent authority and development authority. Right, friends? So now, what happened immediately after the sanctioning of the maps? So I can start my construction. There is a thin line. Please be understand, there is a thin line. After the sanctioning of the maps, I can start the construction. Subject to environment approval, subject to pollution or environment approval. Whatever it may be, you need to check the applicability of environment laws, State Environment Impact Assessment Authority, Pollution Department, whether what is the applicability, whether it is applicable or not. After that, you can start your construction. आप अपना फावड़ा लगा सकते हैं साइड पे. You can start your construction, friends. Okay, so that is there. Now, why do we need RERA? Then after sanctioning of the maps, back to our example, after sanctioning of the maps, now I have started my construction. Now I like to sell my project. I like to do the advertisement, promotion, sales and marketing, blah blah. And in that scenario, I need to go for the RERA registration. No promoter shall book sale offer for sale without first registering with the Real Estate Regulatory Authority established under this act. So basically, this is there. So this is the charging section of RERA. So that is in front of you, friend. If you like to do for sale, because friends, आपको एक चीज समझनी होगी कि हमारी कंट्री में जो माल बिकता है बनते हुए बिकता है. अगर बिल्डर या प्रमोटर के पास इतने फंड्स होते, क्योंकि जो रियल एस्टेट सेक्टर है वो कैपिटल इंटेंसिव इंडस्ट्री है, So that's why the this is the practice in the market, in the economy, that builders sell the construction linked plan with the construction linked property. So while they are doing the construction, they sell it, they allot to the general public. So that is there. So now, because of this, to protect the interest of the buyers, to protect the interest of the allottees, you need to get the RERA registration, RERA approval. So sometimes people say, sir, they talk only about RERA and RERA, but RERA is important, no doubt. But you need to firstly understand about the maps as well. How these authorities are working, like competent authority, because these are two sides of coin. You can't ignore the sanctioning of maps and other aspect of real estate sector, because you must have the deep understanding of these topics as well, at least basic understanding of these topics, if you like to go for the RERA practice, or if you are in the industry in the real estate, and if you are a buyer, because it's not, sometimes people ask, sir, हम रेरा क्यों पढ़े, या हमारे रियल एस्टेट की जरूरत क्यों है, हमें क्यों सीखना, ऐसा नहीं है, क्योंकि दोस्तों पॉइंट ये होता है कि आप कहीं ना कहीं अपनी आम लाइफ में, जीवन में, आपके पेरेंट्स, फैमिली, फ्रेंड, रिलेटिव, या आप खुद कोई ना कोई घर खरीदते हैं, मकान खरीदते हैं, दुकान, शॉप लेते हैं, या कोई प्लॉट लेते हैं, कुछ भी ऐसा लेते हैं, चाहे वो स्मॉल साइज है, बिग साइज है, तो आपको ये सब चीजें समझनी या सीखनी चाहिए. इट्स नॉट ओनली अबाउट whether you are doing the practice in the RERA or if you are in the real estate industry. So it's not only important. Okay. So now that is there. So now I go to the RERA authority, RERA for NCT of Delhi. Sir, please give me the registration. I am filing the application. So now the RERA authority gave me. So RERA for NCT of Delhi gave me this. This is the authority in front of you. The officials. The okay. So the RERA officials gave me. So basically, the of registration of the project, and then thereafter. So basically, there are 4 towers. So now I am going with the application of XYZ project phase 1. Okay, XYZ project phase 1 with the 2 towers. So now you ask me, sir, what happened to other 2 tower? तो 2 टावर का क्या हुआ सर, आपने 2 टावर का ही रजिस्ट्रेशन क्यों लिया? यस फ्रेंड, so basically there is a difference. The sanctioning of the maps have been done for 4 towers. The sanctioning of the maps, जो आपके मैप अप्रूवल हुए, वो that is meant for 4 towers. But now I am going for RERA registration for only 2 towers, friends. For 2 towers, basically. A and B. So actually, this is called phasing. XYZ project phase 1. So firstly, I need to understand the demand in the market, and then thereafter I will go for the another 2 towers RERA registration. When I like to launch for those 2 towers, then thereafter I got the registration for phase 1 for 2 towers. I already started construction and development. Then thereafter, my work have been completed. Then I again go to the DDA. Sir, please grant me the completion. I have completed the construction and development for 2 towers. Then I approach to DDA again. Sir, please grant me the completion certificate. Completion. Okay. So then DDA gave me the completion certificate. So this is your completion certificate. Okay. Now your 2 towers have been completed. Okay. Meanwhile, what happened? That first and second tower, now the market scenario is good. I again approached to RERA authority. Sir, this is my XYZ project phase 2 RERA registration. Give me the RERA registration for remaining third and fourth tower. Okay, so RERA authority granted me the RERA registration for another third and fourth tower. So that is there. Okay, so now what happened? Then I again completed the third and fourth tower, back to DDA as well. Sir, please give me the entire completion for the entire project, because I have completed 4 towers along with the common area, sir. So now the DDA gave him the completion certificate. what happened? Thereafter the completion, I go for the registry of the allotted properties of the plot, apartment, building, whatever it may be. Okay. In our scenario, that is the apartment. Now, post registry, the scenario comes with the formation of RWA, Residents Welfare Association. The RWA formation will be done, and then there is a handover of the common area. So that is the scenario right now. So that is the scenario. So you can say this is the entire real estate's life cycle. So entire real estate evolve around this example. So that is there. Now, with the help of this example, you can understand the real estate well, and you can correlate with the each and every aspect of the section. So that is there. Okay. Now, friends, let me go one by one the aspect, and even you can correlate. So let me also tell you one thing: the common area. What is the common area? We have also discussed the common area. The whatever the remaining area, there are 4 towers in our example ABCD. The remaining area is lift, fire lobby, the park, playground, approach road, internal road. These are the common area. No doubt, friend, अगर कोई किसी का सेपरेट घर है, जैसे हमारे छोटे शहरों में होता है, Tier 2, Tier 3 या Tier 4 सिटीज में अपना जो जमीन भी अपनी, छत भी अपनी, इस तरीके से जनरली वी यूज टू कॉल लाइक दिस. तो वैसा नहीं है, क्योंकि वहां कोई कॉमन एरिया सच नहीं होगा, लेकिन जो हमारी जितना भी रियल एस्टेट का सिस्टम है अभी, सो विच इज द कॉमन एरिया. इफ यू कैन विजुअलाइज एनी ग्रुप हाउसिंग बाय वर्च्यू ऑफ दिस. Now, moving towards the another aspect. So, sometimes people call, sir, what is the punishment for non-registration with the RERA authority? If in our example, if I will not go for the RERA registration for A, B tower or first and second tower, there are 4 towers, friends. So, there are huge penalty. If you do not do the RERA registration, there are huge penalty, 10% of the project cost. And friends, believe this penalty, the authority is the authority have been levied this much of penalty in couple of matters, couple of cases. So basically, and this is criminal offense, that if you are not taking the RERA registration, so that is there. So please meticulously advise your clients, and if you are in the industry, please take the advice of professionals, experts, because it's very important, because the penalties are so much high. Sometimes we thought that nothing will happen, but actually it is happening in because these are the now law of land. So now we have discussed that we need to file the application for registration with the RERA authority. We have already discussed. So with the application, along with the application, you need to upload numbers of things: layout plan, floor plans, elevation, etc. Numbers of things, sometimes of affidavit, physical, financial. So it is very, very important. And the registration part in the real estate sector in RERA is very, very important. So you need to be taking caution when you do the RERA registration. And sometimes there is also concept, because we have discussed a plain concept: ABC XYZ project or ABC Private Limited. Now, what happened? ABC Private Limited is the landowner. Okay, because we did the registry from farmers, 10,000 square meter freehold land. Now, ABC does not have the adequate experience regarding the construction and development of the project. Okay, so now so now so now ABC approach DEF Private Limited. Sir, please do my construction for my project. So ABC Private Limited is the landowner promoter, and DEF Private Limited is the developer promoter, friends. ABC landowner, DEF developer. In couple of states like Haryana and in many other states, these practices are very much prevalent. So you need to be taking caution if you are doing the RERA registration or if you are investing your money. So take you must take the help of professionals so that you can understand well. If you are doing any investment in the real estate sector, आप अगर कोई भी घर वगैरह खरीद रहे हैं, आप कोई भी प्लॉट खरीद रहे हैं तो आप मेक श्योर करें कि आप जरूर पूरी रिसर्च के साथ करें, क्योंकि बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। आप देखेंगे कि किस तरीके से हम छोटी भी चीज खरीदते हैं तो इतनी सारी रिसर्च करते हैं, लेकिन कई बार हम लोग इतनी बड़ी चीज लेते हैं तो हम लोग उस पर इतनी रिसर्च नहीं कर पाते। और इवन आज के नाउ डेज इट इज अवेलेबल ऑनलाइन, you can open the RERA portal and every information is available online. So that is there. So now, in that case, in the scenario of landowner developer, in our example, ABCDEF, so there is a JDA, joint development agreement between both of them. So you need to get registered the JDA with the sub-registrar office. So basically the registry part done by the sub-registrar office. And friends, so that is there, landowner promoter, developer promoter. So the entire responsibility for the construction and development lies with the developer promoter. So that is there. I have touched upon the topic of JDA, joint development agreement and joint development aspect. So now, friends, with the registration application, you need to upload numbers of things like application form, allotment letter, agreement for sale. So these are the formats you need to meticulously draft these formats. So make sure these formats also protect the interest of your client, the interest of buyer, builder, promoter, the whatever it may be. And from investor point of view, you must take caution whether it is not detrimental to the interest of the buyer, allotee as well. आप अगर कोई भी इन्वेस्टमेंट कर रहे हैं रियल एस्टेट में, आप मेक श्योर करें कि आपको ऐसा कोई क्लॉज तो नहीं है जिससे कि वो कोई डेट्रीमेंटल हो आपके इंटरेस्ट के लिए। तो ये सब चीजें हैं और आजकल तो सब कुछ ऑनलाइन अवेलेबल है, तो आप वहां से भी मदद ले सकते हैं। सो दिस इज द पार्ट ऑफ रेरा। सो नाउ लेट अस मूव फॉरवर्ड। सो नाउ so these are the authority, so these are the various authorities for granting of numbers of NOCs, because along with the maps I need to submit numbers of NOCs to DDA as well. So regarding the sanctioning of the maps, so fire, structural, height clearance from airport authority, there are numbers of things. So that is there. You must make sure. Sometimes what happened, it takes so much of time, so you need to plan well. Whatever NOCs, you need to do the research, whatever NOC may be there, you need to plan well regarding the NOCs. So other important roles of competent authority, we have discussed the role of competent authority couple of minutes back, like DDA, Delhi Development Authority. So OCCC, granting of OCCC, sanctioning of map, purchasable FAR, floor area ratio, revision of plan, extension of validity for construction. So these are the things the development authority did by the development authority. So these are the numbers of things done by the development authority. Okay. So now regarding the sanctioning of the maps, I like to add one more point that what happened in our scenario, that the maps got sanctioned for 5 years. The maps got sanctioned for 5 years from DDA. And what happened after the sanctioning of the maps? After the sanctioning of the maps, my 5 years have been elapsed. मेरे 5 साल कंप्लीट हो गए DDA का जो मैंने मैप सैंक्शन कराया था। ठीक, अब देन व्हाट नेक्स्ट? लेकिन मेरा प्रोजेक्ट कंप्लीट नहीं हुआ। Then I again go to the DDA. Sir, please give me the renewal or revalidation. Please give me the renewal of the maps. So usually the renewal have been done by the development authority for 3 years and for industrial development authority for 5 years. But friends, make sure you need to check your state law, your building bylaws, whatever it may be. Sometimes it is 1+1, sometimes it is 5 years, but whatever it may be, it is done by the housing policy under the umbrella of housing policy uh, promulgated by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. So that is there. Friends, these are the important document we need to have for RERA registration for real estate sector. So these are the inclusive list. There are numbers of documents, other documents. So you can draft. You need to have. You need to be prepared for any for your client, and if you are in the industry or if you are a buyer, so must make sure that you must read these documents before investing, or you must understand these about these documents. So these are the documents for offer of possession. So this is the now this is the grant of registration we have already discussed. One thing I like to mention, one thing is very important. If say we have filed a application for registration, but the registration after the clarification of all the objection, because RERA authority may give you the objection in your registration application, and if you have cleared those objection, आपने जितने भी जो objections थे वो आपने clear कर दिए after the RERA authority gave you the objection, then still you are not getting the RERA registration, but after the 30 days the registration will be deemed approved, will be deemed qualified. So you need to insist with the RERA authority regarding the granting of the registration. This is the charter itself written in the law to the RERA authority. So now it is there. So now we have concluded so far that, friends, the how important is the RERA registration. We have discussed sanctioning of the maps, layout plans, etc. Various type of NOCs. The role of DDA, competent authority, development authority. You can start your construction post sanctioning of maps, right? But for third party obligation, you need to have the RERA registration. It is very important. The threshold limit is very small, 500 square meter or 8 apartment. It is very small. So you need to take the RERA registration for third party obligation. Post that, now post RERA registration, we have discussed numbers of things, that what is the validity of maps, etc. So we have discussed common area, about the various aspect, and also the aspect of real estate sector. Now I am moving towards the management of stalled project, friends. Okay, so what is that? Recently you heard about the Amitabh Kant committee report. Who is G20 Sherpa? Amitabh Kant committee report. So basically, friends, what happened that that committee have did the research on the stalled project. जो भी रुकी हुई परियोजनाएं, जो stalled project है, उसको लेकर काफी discussions हुए कि लोगों को घर वगैरह नहीं मिल रहे हैं. So in entire country, there are 4 lakh housing units have been stuck. 4 lakhs of rupees amounting to rupees 4 lakh crore. Average 1 crore per flat. Almost 1 crore per flat. Okay, this is the average for 4 lakh crore. So you can understand how important is this. Okay, so that committee gave the suggestion for numbers of things. So now we are discussing the about the various aspect of extension or numbers of things of the. So now, friends, now I am समराइजिंग. मैं आप लोगों के सामने से समराइज कर रहा हूं बड़े सिंपल टर्म में. आज हम लॉ के पॉइंट को टच करेंगे कि किस तरीके से रेरा काम करता है, रियल एस्टेट सेक्टर, फ्रेंड्स, काम करता है. और अगर आपकी कोई भी क्वेरीज है, फ्रेंड, तो प्लीज आप हेजिटेट ना करें, और लास्ट के 15-20 मिनट्स हम क्वेरीज वगैरह ही डिस्कस करेंगे. ठीक है. सो फ्रेंड्स, व्हेन आई फाइल द एप्लीकेशन to the RERA authority, the time, so under section 42 LC of the RERA. Okay, in our example, take the help of the example, XYZ project for 5 years. My map got sanctioned for 5 years from DDA. So my RERA will be also for another 5 years, not more than that. Not more than that. Some state RERA authorities giving the time of more than 5 years as well. But the standard practice is for 5 years only. For 5 years till the validity of the maps from DDA. Okay. So now this is section 42LC. Now moving ahead. But still my two towers, I have already discussed कि हम लोगों ने दो फेज का रजिस्ट्रेशन लिया था XYZ प्रोजेक्ट फेज 1 एंड 2. तो मेरा फेज 1 अभी तक कंप्लीट नहीं हुआ. My phase 1 have not been completed due to any reason, whether it is COVID or whatever it may be. Okay. So now what happened so now there is a time window of extension itself in the law. So now extension of registration under RERA. Okay. Now I need to file the application with the RERA authority for the extension under section 6 of the RERA. Okay. So that is there. Now what happened? Extension of registration. I need to have the maps. So before filing the application for extension, I need to have the maps approved from DDA because मेरे 5 साल already complete हो चुके हैं. My 5 years have already been completed. तो मैं DDA को फिर से एक एप्लीकेशन फाइल करूंगा कि सर मैंने जैसे अभी आपको बताया था कि मेरे मैप्स का रिन्यूअल कर दिया जाए. My maps got to be renewed for another period of 5 years. So then I got the sanction maps, I got the renewed maps. Then thereafter I go to the RERA. Sir, please grant me the extension of registration for another period of 1 year. So now हमें प्रोजेक्ट शुरू किए हुए 5+1 6 साल हो गए, 6 years हो गए. 5 years ओरिजिनल थे मैप के, 1 year का रेरा अथॉरिटी ने हमें एक्सटेंशन दे दिया. देन व्हाट हैपेंड? सर वो मेरे पास फिर से आए प्रमोटर ABC कि गौरव जी ये तो कंप्लीट ही नहीं हो रहा, हमारा कुछ ना कुछ प्रॉब्लम आ रही है, कैश फ्लो का क्रंच है. तो मैंने कहा जी अब तो आपने 1 year का भी हमने दिलवाया था आपको. तो उसके बाद फिर तो उन्होंने कहा सर कोई तरीका बताइए. देन वी सजेस्टेड हिम दैट you should go for section 7 subsection 3 or section 7 and 8 of the RERA. Okay, which is the time extension of the project. But with this time extension, you need to have the approval of the association of allottees and buyers approval. So you can have the extension of registration for more than 1 year. But before that you need to must have the section 6 approval in place, section 6 extension of the registration. You can't go directly to section 7, friend. Whatever the queries you may be having, so we can discuss post 6:30 for sure. Okay, you can write down your queries, or you can write down queries under the chat system, whatever the facility is available with you. Okay, so now with this approval I also got for another period of 1 year. So that is the timeline for completion of any project, so which is prescribed in the law. But friend, let me caution one thing. सर कुछ क्वेश्चंस थे दिमाग में कि मगर ये पॉइंट रहा कि सर ये अप्रूवल जो आपने एक्सटेंशन लिया, मेरा 5 years का मैप था. I got the RERA registration for 5 years. Okay. Now I got the extension of registration for 1 year, section 6 XYZ project phase 1. सर क्या बायर को हमें कंपनसेशन देना होगा MCLR+1 से? द आंसर इज बिग यस. बायर को कंपनसेशन देना होगा. दिस एक्सटेंशन ऑफ रजिस्ट्रेशन इज ओनली एंड ओनली फॉर द कंस्ट्रक्शन एंड फॉर कंप्लीशन ऑफ द कंस्ट्रक्शन एंड डेवलपमेंट वर्क. आपका जो बिल्डर बायर एग्रीमेंट का कॉन्ट्रेक्चुअल ऑब्लिगेशन है, whatever it may be, you need to complete that. It may not be possible that that it will be automatically enhanced by virtue of this extension of registration. You must make sure that it will be in place. आपको बायर को MCLR+1 का कंपनसेशन पेनल्टी देना होगा, although you got the extension of registration. And even thereafter, if you go for section 7 or section 8, you need to give the compensation to the buyer. By virtue of granting of the extension, you can't tell कि सर मुझे buyer को देने की जरूरत नहीं है. So it's not possible. It is law. So it is there. So basically, now we have discussed about the several aspect of timeline for completion of the project. Now we move ahead. So this slide has already been shared with the committee, so you can take them this slide. Okay. So we have already discussed 7 and 8 already. So now, which is one important aspect, real estate agent. So real estate agent is, sometimes you heard about the broker, channel partner, real estate agent. So these are very common terms. And in every nook and corner of India, you can find the brokers, real estate broker, numbers of time, real estate rental broker for sale purchase, but you don't need any registration for the rental part. You need the registration for the sale and purchase. But for the under construction property, if any property is completed or in the resale market, then there is no need for the registration of the real estate agent. Okay. If any property, if any project is with the if any project is with the registered with RERA or under construction, you need to take the help of the registered real estate agent. So agent must be registered with themselves with the RERA authority, with the state RERA authority. So that is there. You must make sure that you must advise to the real estate agent. And friends, couple of state started, like यूपी ने शुरू किया, महाराष्ट्र ने अभी शुरू किया है. महाराष्ट्र को तो हो गया समय, यूपी ने शुरू कर दिया है कि आप अब जो रियल एस्टेट एजेंट है, जो ब्रोकर्स हैं, उनका भी अब ट्रेनिंग होगी, उनका एग्जामिनेशन होगा, उनका सर्टिफिकेशन होगा, और उसके बाद ही उनको रजिस्ट्रेशन मिला. तो ये भी एक सिनेरियो है अपने आप में. ठीक है. सो नाउ यहां तक हम लोगों ने डिस्कस की हैं चीजें. ठीक है. आई थिंक हम लोगों ने काफी सारे पॉइंट्स टच बेस किए हैं. उसके बाद हम लोग मूव करते हैं आगे. So now we are moving ahead. So it is very, very important aspect, section 11 of the RERA Act. So now this section 11, friends, after this section 11, now I will come to because due to the time, the clock is ticking. So due to the time, I will come to the escrow mechanism of the RERA aspect, because this is very, very important, escrow mechanism. Okay. So now you must make sure that any advertisement and prospectus must have, any advertisement of builder promoter must have the RERA website number, the RERA website link, and the RERA number must be mentioned. Some couple of states like UP and Maharashtra and other states have also notified numbers of things, QR code, and numbers of things have been there. So you must make sure that which is there. Okay. So now now this is that is there. And also, friends, let me tell you one important aspect of then we will move to the basically then we will move to the escrow mechanism. Some couple of aspect is there. So registration of agreement for sale, we can also discuss this thing. So basically agreement for sale. So first of all, if you are an investor, okay, if you like to purchase any home, apartment plot or building, so you need to go with the builders, with any builder. Okay, whatever it may be, it is government builder, private builder, okay, whatever it may be. So which is one of the important document. First of all, there is a application form, booking form, then there is a allotment letter, then there is a agreement for sale. So the registration of the agreement for sale is very, very important. So the couple of states have notified the registration aspect, couple of states are yet to be notified. Okay. So you need to check the stamp duty rate. So the agreement for sale is the contractual obligation till the completion of the project. आपका जब कंस्ट्रक्शन एंड डेवलपमेंट चल रहा होगा तो एग्रीमेंट फॉर सेल इंपॉर्टेंट है. तो ये कंप्लीशन ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट तक का डॉक्यूमेंट है. उसके बाद सेल डीड होगी, उसके बाद आपकी कन्वेंस डीड होगी, रजिस्ट्री जिसको बोलते हैं. लेकिन This document is very, very important. And then this must be registered with the sub-registrar office. That is there. In couple of states, whatever the stamp duty, whatever the stamp duty have been paid by the, whatever the stamp duty have been paid by the, whatever the stamp duty have been paid on agreement for sale, then you can get the adjustment of that stamp duty. That is there. So this is the important section. Now, section 14. Section 14 is important, that whatever you are doing the construction, whatever builder is doing construction, okay, let's say the builder is doing construction. Let take the our example, ABC Private Limited XYZ project, friend. Okay, so now ABC Private Limited got the map sanction from DDA. Okay, so the ABC Private Limited, when the maps got sanctioned, it is layout plan, floor plan, elevation, specification. There are numbers of things. So whatever it may be, you must be adhered to. आपको जो आपका घर बनाना है, दुकान बनानी है, या आपको ग्रुप हाउसिंग बनानी है, जो कुछ भी बनाना है, अब आपको जो आपकी सैंक्शन मैप्स है उसके अकॉर्डिंग बनाना है. आप उसमें कोई भी डेविएशन नहीं कर सकते. सर फिर मैं कैसे करता हूं? चलिए इसको थोड़ा सा और एलोबरेट करते हैं कि फॉर एग्जाम्पल, जो मेरे आई टुक द एग्जाम्पल 4 टावर्स 1 2 3 4 ABCD. A and B टावर pertaining to the 2 BHK. A and B जो हमारे टावर थे वो 2 BHK थे हमारे सैंक्शन मैप में, और 3 and 4 3 BHK थे. I got the रेरा अप्रूवल फॉर A and B. अब 3 and 4 टावर का मुझे रेरा अप्रूवल कराना है. ठीक है, 3rd and 4th टावर. सो नाउ 3 BHK, 3 bedroom hall kitchen. I think you must be understanding 3 BHK, 2 BHK. Okay. So now what happened? 3 BHK. Now the market scenario is the for premium property, for luxury and ultra luxury. No one is asking for 3 BHK. No one cares. People are asking about the 4 BHK, 5 BHK, 6 BHK. Okay. So now what happened? I go to the people came to me, कि Gaurav ji, what to do with this? Then I suggested them, please go to your architect, get the map revised. आप अपने मैप का रिवीजन कराइए, गेट दी मैप्स रिवाइज. ओके, सो नाउ द आर्किटेक्ट प्रिपेयर मी फॉर 3rd and 4th टावर फॉर 4 BHK, एंटायर टावर, कंप्लीट टावर. एंड देन आई अगेन गो टू द DDA. सर प्लीज डू मी द फेवर. व्हाट हैपेंड? आप बार बार में चले आते हैं. आप अभी तो अपने मैप सैंक्शन करा के गए थे. सर प्लीज डोंट डू दी एंगर, आप मेरे मैप जरा सा रीसैंक्शन कर दीजिए, मेरे मैप का रिवीजन कर दीजिए. ठीक है, ये लो भैया, स्टाम्प लगा के दी. हालांकि इतना आसान होता नहीं है जितना मैंने कह दिया. आई थिंक यू मस्ट बी अंडरस्टैंडिंग व्हाट ऑल आर दी निटीज एंड ग्रिटीज. ओके, सो आपने वो मैप सैंक्शन करके दे दिया. सो नाउ दिस इज द रिवाइज्ड with the fresh validity. Okay, then I again go to RERA with the fresh sanctioning of the maps. Okay, sir, XYZ project phase 2 4 BHK 2 towers 3rd and 4th with the revised map. Sir, please give me the registration for phase 2. RERA asked me, रुक जाओ भाई, रुक जाओ, please hold. So it's not possible. First of all, please show us the consent letters of 2/3 allottees, because the entire map is same for ABCD tower, and I got the third party obligation for A and B tower. So there are 100 numbers of units sold or allotted, 100 number of apartment flat have been already allotted. So I need to take the permission of consent of 2/3 allottees. 67% you can take with the for each 70%. 70 allottees का कंसेंट हमें DDA में भी देना होगा और रेरा में भी. ये सो दिस इज द रिवीजन ऑफ द मैप्स. फिर भी आपकी अगर कोई क्वेरी है, फॉर श्योर हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे, क्योंकि आप समझ सकते हैं टाइम बहुत लिमिटेड है, टॉपिक बहुत बड़ा है, बहुत सारी चीजें बतानी है. ठीक है, ट्रांसफर ऑफ टाइटल सेक्शन 17. सेक्शन 17 this transfer of title, when I got the occupancy certificate, friends, or when I got the completion certificate, then I need to go for the transfer of title. Okay. So, sir, what is the difference between occupancy and completion? These are very dubious terms, friends. So, friends, there is no, there is a difference between, yes, between the occupancy and completion certificate. कुछ जो competent authorities हैं, some competent authorities are giving the occupancy certificate only. Some competent development authority is giving the completion certificate. Okay, so you need to check the building bylaws or the practice of your area, whatever the authority is giving. Okay, so now after you got the OC or CC, you need to do the registry of your allotted properties within 3 months. You need to complete within 3 months. Okay, and when you completed your entire project, then you must go for the formation of AOA, RWA, Apartment Owners Association, and handover of the common area, to the AOA, RWA. So that is there, which is prescribed in the law. But friends, make sure sometimes आपको बिल्डर या प्रमोटर करेंगे, आप अगर ऐसे इन्वेस्टर हैं या एंड यूजर है कि सर आप घर की चाबी ले लीजिए और आप पैसा पेमेंट कर दीजिए पोजेशन के लिए और आप ले लीजिए और ठीक है आप रहना शुरू कीजिए। लेकिन फ्रेंड ऐसा मत करिएगा। और अगर आप बिल्डर हैं, प्रमोटर हैं, आप एज ए कंसल्टेंट हैं या बिल्डर के यहाँ काम करते हैं या जैसे भी आप प्रोफेशनल एसोसिएटेड है, वॉट एवर दी मे बी, तो यहाँ बिल्डर है खुद एज ए अटेंडी, एज ए पार्टिसिपेंट इन टूडेज टॉपिक, तो मेक श्योर करें कि आप कभी भी बिना रजिस्ट्री के बिना कन्वीनियंस डीड के या रजिस्ट्री के आप फ्लैट का ट्रांसफर ना करें। अभी सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने फिर से कहा है, अगेन रिटेरिएटेड, कि विदाउट डूइंग द रजिस्ट्री द ट्रांसफर इज नॉट पॉसिबल, ट्रांसफर इज इलीगल। तो आप मेक श्योर करें, क्योंकि इसमें सुप्रीम कोर्ट तक भी बचाव नहीं है इस पॉइंट पे, आप मेक श्योर करें कि आप जरूर अपनी कन्वीनियंस डीड जरूर कराएं, ये है, तो मेक श्योर करें, ठीक है। सो नाउ फ्रेंड्स, सो दैट इज देयर। Now I am moving towards the one important topic of which we can't ignore, escrow mechanism. So friend, this is the escrow mechanism of RERA topic. So now, what is escrow mechanism? The flow chart is in front of you. This slide is in front of you. Customer gives you the money. So there are 3 bank accounts for any real estate project. 170-30. Okay, right? 170-30. 170-30. Then 100% is the collection account. Then separate account 70%. And then 30% is developer's current account. Friends, please be listen very carefully. It is very, very important. If you are also investing any amount, you must make sure that your collection goes to the right account. Okay, so you can check this from any RERA portal, from any state RERA portal. You must make sure. Okay, so now there is a one thought also in my mind कि मार्केट में आज भी आपने देखा होगा, आपका बहुत जगह पे कच्ची कॉलोनी वगैरह भी आजकल लोग काटते हैं, बिल्डर्स प्रमोटर्स काटते हैं, जो कि अनरेगुलेटेड है, अनऑथराइज्ड है। तो ये सिस्टम भी आज प्रिवलेंट है। इतना सब कुछ होने के बाद भी ये चलता रहेगा फ्रेंड्स, आप समझ सकते हैं, टाइम लगता है किसी भी चीज में। सेबी को आए हुए इतना समय हुआ, लेकिन आज ऑलमोस्ट 32 ईयर्स हो चुके हैं, लेकिन फिर भी चीजें एस्टेब्लिश हो रही है, ये फिर भी चीजें नहीं रुक पाती। जो और लीगल प्रैक्टिसेस हैं उनको रोकने में बड़ी दिक्कत आती है। तो उसी तरीके से सिनेरियो है। लोग तो आज भी कहेंगे, बिल्डर्स भी कहते हैं कि जी रेरा रजिस्ट्रेशन की क्या जरूरत है, इन सब की हमें मैप सैंक्शन कराने की भी क्या जरूरत है, हम तो वैसे ही घर बना के बेच देते हैं। ये सब कुछ होगा, लेकिन बाद में पता चलता है कि वो घर गिरते हैं, गिर भी जाते हैं, उस पर कोई क्लेम नहीं मिलता। तो ये सब चीजें, तो मेक श्योर आप कोई भी काम करें ऑथराइज करें, थ्रू प्रॉपर चैनल करें, और अगर आप इन्वेस्टर हैं तो आप थ्रू प्रॉपर चैनल ही इन्वेस्ट करें, ठीक है। सो दैट इज देयर इज इट वन थॉट केम इन माय माइंड। सो 170-30 100% collection account, 70% separate account, 30% builders free account, right? So separate account constitute, let's say there is a 1 lakh rupees check. Okay, 1 लाख रुपए का चेक आया, ठीक, 1 लाख रुपए के चेक में उसका 70-30 हुआ 1 लाख रुपीस के चेक का, ठीक है, और 70-30 हुआ ऑटोमेटिकली, ठीक है, 70%, 30%, ठीक. नाउ व्हाट हैपेंड, 70% must be spent on construction and development cost, land cost, and finance cost. Finance cost means interest cost. Must be spent on three items: construction and development, land cost, and finance cost. Now, developer's current account, free account, which is sales and marketing, loan amount, commission brokerage, corporate overhead, income tax, profit. So these must be spent. So these will be there. This will be there. Okay. So friend, it is there basically. So the 70% is spent on these items and 30% on these items. So basically this 30% is developer's free account. Sometimes developer ask, सर क्या मैं इस पैसे को बाहर निकाल सकता हूँ? ये जो 30% है, देखिए, this is purely a developer's free account. Whatever you like to do it, but be caution. आपके जो बाकी के एक्सपेंसेस हैं, जो ये अभी सेल्स एंड मार्केटिंग वगैरह है, ये किस तरीके से मीट आउट होंगे? सो दिस मस्ट बी मीट आउट फ्रॉम द 30% बैंक. अगर आप ये 30% बाहर निकाल लेते हैं तो कल को आपको पेमेंट्स वगैरह जो करने होंगे वो भी आपको करंट अकाउंट से उसके लिए आपको फंड्स लाने होंगे या प्रमोटर फंड आपको वापस लाना होगा. सो विच इज देयर. सो नाउ लेट अस टेक सम कॉम्प्लेक्स सिचुएशन. सो नाउ 170-30 we have already discussed. So 100% is the escrow account, 70% is also escrow account, 30% is free account, current account. Okay, so now whatever the construction finance, term loan, secured, unsecured, must be disbursed in the 70% bank account. Whatever it may be must be disbursed. Project finance, construction loan, secured, unsecured must be disbursed in this separate account that is there. Okay, so if you like to withdraw any amount of construction and development, land cost, because let's say I am also adding one thing. Let's say 1 lakh rupees check came, आपका 1 लाख रुपए का चेक आया कस्टमर से, आपका ऑटोमेटिक 70-30 हुआ दो पाइपलाइन में, 70% 70,000 रुपए, 70,000, 30% 30,000 में आ गया. ऑटोमेटिक हुआ, ठीक. आपको जो ये सेपरेट अकाउंट है इसकी आपको बैंक चेकबुक नहीं देता, और जो कलेक्शन अकाउंट है उसकी भी चेकबुक नहीं देगा बैंक. आपको बस आपको व्यू राइट्स देगा नेट बैंकिंग फैसिलिटी, और आपको 30% की चेकबुक मिलती है, राइट. सो नाउ व्हाट हैपन दैट अब अगर आपको 70% से कोई पेमेंट करना है, कंस्ट्रक्शन एंड डेवलपमेंट कॉस्ट, लैंड कॉस्ट, इंटरेस्ट कॉस्ट, देन यू मस्ट मेक श्योर दैट दिस 70% जो अकाउंट है 70% का, उस अकाउंट का जो भी पेमेंट होगा वो आप बैंक को स्टैंडिंग इंस्ट्रक्शन देंगे, बैंक को मेंशन करके देंगे कि आप ये हमारा पेमेंट कर दीजिए. लाइक आपको किसी कॉन्ट्रैक्टर का पेमेंट करना है या रॉ मटेरियल सप्लायर का पेमेंट करना है तो आपको बैंक को ये मेंशन करके देना होगा, ठीक है. सो दैट इज द सिनेरियो, एंड you can withdraw the funds from this account only after the submission of the architect, engineer, and CA certificate, which is mandatory. Architect, engineer, and CA certificate. Without this report, and in RERA there is a filing of QPR. You need to submit quarterly progress report. You must file. Okay, so you need to submit these 3 certificates to the RERA authority as well, these 3 reports. Okay, and to the banker as well, to the concerned banker as well. Okay, so that is there. Now what happened? Now the what is going on in the market scenario? So 170-30. Now the payment came from 70% to 30% bank account in some scenario, which is the wrong thing actually, which is the violation of the RERA. Okay, so now the government is also taking the cognizance, because if this is so, if this was the mandate of the government, then what is the necessity of the 70% bank account? Today I am giving you one point of discussion, one point of ponder, whether how this is possible that the builder and promoter and the banking channels transferring the funds from 70% to 30% bank account. This is the homework for today's session, for today's webinar as well. So these are the sample certificate, architect engineer certificate. Okay, so architect engineer CS certificate. So these are the, so this is purely based on architect, on the basis of percentage, whatever the construction have been done in the engineer certificate is for the construction and development cost. So these are the sample. It depends on state to state, but the concept is same basically. So now, so there are some type of penalty. Now we have discussed the numbers of things in escrow system, escrow mechanisms. Now let me tell you some important aspect. I think we have covered the RERA escrow mechanism. If you have any query, we can also discuss in the question and answer session regarding the query. Okay, so now friends, let us move towards the so one thing I like to mention, that uh, Real Estate Regulatory Authority, we have already discussed. The RERA is the constitutional body, regulatory and monitoring authority. Okay, so now what happened if there is a any, if there is a any appeal lies with the RERA, रेरा के अगेंस्ट में अगर कोई भी अपील है, तो वो रियल एस्टेट अपीलेट ट्राइब्यूनल रीच में जाती है, ट्राइब्यूनल में। लाइक जो भी आपका, आप देख सकते हैं, जो भी आपकी कैपिटल सिटी है वहां पे यूजुअली रीट का ऑफिस है, रियल एस्टेट अपीलेट ट्राइब्यूनल में वो अपील जाती है। ठीक है, देन now this is the important point, return of amount and compensation. So basically section 18. Now let me tell you what happened, that this is the scenario. If say that we are coming back to the example, that XYZ project phase 1, phase 2, 5 years, 5 years time period in RERA. Okay, so now what happened, my 5 years have been completed, and I am the investor. As a Gaurav Agrawal, I am the investor of the of that project promoter. Okay, in that scenario, I go to the promoter, sir, please allot me one flat. मैंने एक फ्लैट लिया उनसे, और 5 ईयर का मेरे साथ उन्होंने बिल्डर बायर एग्रीमेंट किया, एग्रीमेंट फॉर सेल किया। Then thereafter, agreement for sale, post agreement for sale. Now the 5 years have been completed. What happened in that scenario? On completion of the 5 years, then I approached to the builder promoter. Then I told him, sir, 5 साल कंप्लीट हो चुके हैं आपके, लेकिन मुझे अपना घर का पोजीशन नहीं मिला, मुझे अभी तक पोजीशन आपने नहीं दिया, मेरी अभी तक रजिस्ट्री भी नहीं हुई है सर, तो आप मुझे कंपनसेशन दीजिए। मैंने पढ़ा था, मेरे फ्रेंड ने मुझे बोला, सीए है जो, या जो लॉयर है, उन्होंने मुझे कहा कि जी आप कंपनसेशन मांग सकते हैं एट द रेट ऑफ MCLR +1, तो आप मुझे कंपनसेशन दीजिए। सो देन बिल्डर ने मुझे मना किया, देन आई अप्रोच टू द रेरा अथॉरिटी। ओके, देन रेरा अथॉरिटी ग्रांटेड मी द ऑर्डर, and then the authority stated that yes, you can obtain the compensation. Okay, so that is there, which this is basically delay penalty or interest. So you must make sure, now the builder makes sure that the project must be completed within the 5 years. It is very, very important. Okay, it is very, very important, right? This is the thing, this is the scenario. Okay, so now what happened, 5 years, the second scenario, the 5 years have been completed. Okay, so on post 5 years मैंने घर बुक किया था, मैंने एक फ्लैट बुक किया, शॉप बुक किया, ऑफिस स्पेस बुक किया, या प्लॉट बुक किया मैंने, मेरे 5 साल कंप्लीट हुए XYZ प्रोजेक्ट में। देन पोस्ट दैट मेरा आई वांट दैट आई डू नॉट वांट टू बी कंटिन्यू विद द प्रोजेक्ट, क्योंकि जो प्रमोटर प्रोजेक्ट की प्रोग्रेस है वो अच्छी नहीं है। तो मैंने उनको कहा कि सर आप मेरा फंड्स रिफंड कर दीजिए, मेरे 5 साल कंप्लीट हो गए, मुझे कंपनसेशन इंटरेस्ट के साथ एट द रेट ऑफ MCLR +1, यू मस्ट चेक विद योर स्टेट प्रैक्टिस, विद योर स्टेट लॉ, बीट MCLR +1, बीट MCLR +2, you must check. Okay. So we are taking the example of MCLR +1 in our scenario, right? So then I again approached to the RERA authority. Then RERA authority granted me the order and told me, yes, okay, so you can have, we are giving you the order of refund. So you can have your refund. Okay. So now I can ask with the builder the refund of entire money and the compensation. But friends, होता क्या है सिनेरियो में कि या तो किसी प्रोजेक्ट में कोई काम हो ही नहीं रहा, ठीक है, कम काम है, प्रोग्रेस स्लो है, ठीक है, और बायर को प्रोजेक्ट से बाहर आना है, तो यूजुअली हम रिफंड वगैरह की चीजें रहती हैं, या प्रोजेक्ट बहुत लंबा समय हो चुका है तब रिफंड का रहता है कि जब कोई रे ऑफ होप है ही नहीं, कुछ दिखता ही नहीं है कि ये प्रोजेक्ट कंप्लीट होगा। लेकिन यूजुअली होता ही है फ्रेंड्स कि जब आप फ्लैट या प्लॉट की बुकिंग करते हैं और उसके बाद 5 ईयर जब कंप्लीट हो जाते हैं तो मार्केट में रेट काफी बढ़ चुके होते हैं, तो जनरली ऐसे सिनेरियो में फिर कोई रिफंड मांगता नहीं, ठीक है, उनको ये सभी को ये लगता है कि ठीक है मेरा एप्रिसिएशन तो हुआ एटलीस्ट, और आज अगर मैं घर लेने जाऊंगा या अपनी प्रॉपर्टी लेने जाऊंगा तो मुझे उस रेट पे मिलेगी नहीं, तो यूजुअली फिर कोई रिफंड नहीं मांगता। बट मैंने आपको ये सिनेरियो भी बताया प्रैक्टिकल कि जिसमें आपका रिफंड का ये रहता है, ठीक है। तो इस तरीके से ये आपका एक एस्पेक्ट है। और अगर आपको बिल्डर रिफंड नहीं देता, ठीक है, या आपको कंपनसेशन नहीं मिलता, सो यू कैन आस्क, so basically you can approach to the recovery certificate to again to the RERA authority. The RERA authority will issue the recovery certificate. The recovery certificate will goes to the concerned collector or DM, district magistrate. So that is the procedural part as well. So now, so we come to the, we have already discussed numbers of things in this topic. So basically, if you are doing the practice of RERA and if you need to understand the real estate sector, so you must make sure that you read the local laws as well. So whatever it may be, apartment laws, yeah, apartment act as well, local laws as well. It is very, very important and imperative. So that is there. So you need to understand that what are the local laws prevalent. Okay. So now, friends, the section 14 we have already covered. So make sure, friends, there are the penalties are so much huge. So you must make sure that you must take the system, whether the whatever the compliances may be, you must make sure that must be in the timely manner, because the penalties are so much high, 5% of the project cost sometimes. So that is there. It is so 5% is or 10% is very huge. If the project cost is almost 100 crore, then the penalty is 5 crore, or in the case of non-registration 10 crore. Okay, so that is there. So friends, there is a one section, obligation of promoter, transfer of the real estate project. Yes, if any promoter wants to sell the real estate project, हम एग्जाम्पल लेते हैं XYZ प्रोजेक्ट का कि ABC का, ABC डेवलप कर रहा था प्रोजेक्ट को, ABC ने DEF ने अप्रोच किया, ABC उसको कंटिन्यू नहीं करना चाहता, ठीक है, तो DEF ने अप्रोच किया, तो DEF को वो प्रोजेक्ट सेल करेगा और वो DLF बायर्स की कंसेंट लेगा, 2/3 अलॉटीज की कंसेंट लेगा और रिटन अप्रूवल लेगा रेरा की, क्योंकि रेरा कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल बॉडी है, रेगुलेटरी एंड मॉनिटरिंग अथॉरिटी है, तो रेरा का भी रिटन अप्रूवल लेना पड़ेगा। और जितने भी अलॉटीज हैं उनका जो ऑब्लिगेशन है वो सेम रहेगा, वो ऑब्लिगेशन चेंज नहीं हो सकता, ठीक है, इस तरीके से सिस्टम है। वन इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट इज ऑब्लिगेशन ऑफ प्रमोटर रिगार्डिंग द एडवर्टीजमेंट, विच इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। समटाइम्स यू सी द एडवर्टीजमेंट आर वेरी वेरी मच डिफरेंट। मार्केट में आप देखते होंगे बहुत तरह के एडवर्टीजमेंट रहते हैं। सो देर आर नंबर्स ऑफ थिंग्स, द ऑब्लिगेशन कास्ट ऑन द बिल्डर एंड प्रमोटर। सो regarding the advertisement, that the advertisement must make sure the which is not exaggerated, and whatever the facilities in the project, the it must be displayed in the advertisement itself. इट इज नॉट समवेयर कि आप दिखा कुछ रहे हैं और प्रोजेक्ट में वो सारी चीजें ना हो। तो आप मेक श्योर करेंगे कि ये सारी चीजें हो, और मेक श्योर ये भी करें कि आप रेरा रजिस्ट्रेशन नंबर जरूर डालें, क्योंकि अगर आप कोई भी चीज जो प्रोजेक्ट में नहीं है और आप दिखा रहे हैं तो वो मिसलीडिंग है, मिसरिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ फैक्ट्स है। तो आप समझ सकते हैं मिसरिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ फैक्ट्स कितना क्रूशियल उसके वो है, उसके एस्पेक्ट्स हैं, रिपरकशंस है उसके। ठीक है। सो फ्रेंड्स, अपनी किसी भी रियल एस्टेट प्रोजेक्ट की जो भी, अगर आप बिल्डर हैं, प्रमोटर हैं, अगर आप इन्वेस्टर हैं, बायर हैं, तो आप मेक श्योर करें कि जो किसी भी प्रोजेक्ट की क्यूपीआर वगैरह जो भी फाइल होती हैं आप टाइमली फाइल करें, क्योंकि उसके ह्यूज रिpercussions है। नॉन फाइलिंग ऑफ क्यूपीआर, आपके फंड्स रुक सकते हैं, रेरा अथॉरिटी क्वेश्चनिंग कर सकती है आपके ऊपर अगर आप क्यूपीआर फाइल नहीं करते हैं। ठीक है। इवन पेनल्टी भी लगती है काफी हैवी। और आगे की अगर आपको रेरा से कोई एक्सटेंशन लेना है या कोई भी चीज करनी है तो आपको आप रेरा से वो नहीं कर पाएंगे जब तक आप कोई भी क्यूपीआर वगैरह फाइल नहीं करेंगे। इवन नाउ इट इज द अदर अथॉरिटीज आर ऑल्सो आस्किंग द कंप्लायंस ऑफ रेरा एज वेल। तो आप मेक श्योर करें कि ये सारी चीजें टाइमली करें, टाइमली फाइल करें। ठीक है। अगर हम लोग रेरा की बात करें तो अभी तो नंबर्स ऑफ केसेस हैं, लेकिन रेरा के लिए जो एक बेंचमार्क केस है, नीलकमल रियल्टर सबर्बन वर्सेस यूनियन ऑफ इंडिया एंड अदर्स, जो कि बॉम्बे हाई कोर्ट ने ये दिया था ये 2017 में। ये बेंचमार्क केस है अगर आपको कोई भी चीज रेफर करनी है रेरा से रिलेटेड। ठीक है। तो इस तरीके से ये ऑलमोस्ट हमने सारे पॉइंट्स को टच किया आज इसके टॉपिक पर। ये ऑलमोस्ट हम लोगों ने काफी चीजें डिस्कस की है। तो आई थिंक हम अभी और 2-3 मिनट्स में इसको समअप करके फिर एक बार हम डिस्कस कर सकते हैं। हाँ, एक चीज और मैं बोलना चाहूंगा कि अगर हम फेजेस में रजिस्ट्रेशन लेते हैं तो सेपरेट फेज भी एक सेपरेट प्रोजेक्ट की तरीके से होगा। ठीक है। मेरा अगर हम एग्जाम्पल ले, वी टेक द एग्जाम्पल फेज 1 फेज 2, सो एवरी फेज इज सेपरेट प्रोजेक्ट। ठीक है। आपकी कंप्लायंस के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से या किसी भी तरीके से, ठीक है, वो आपका एक सेपरेट प्रोजेक्ट होगा। ठीक। एंड आप हम लोगों ने डिस्कस किया है कंप्लीशन सर्टिफिकेट वगैरह। ठीक है। इस तरीके से हम लोगों ने ऑलमोस्ट मेनी एस्पेक्ट्स कवर किए। आई थिंक कुछ बचा होगा, कोई अगर हाउस की कोई क्वेरी, हाउस में क्वेरी होगी तो उसके साथ हम लोग ये सारे पॉइंट्स डिस्कस कर पाएंगे। सेक्शन 19 एक बार डिस्कस कर लेते हैं। सेक्शन 19 में बायर्स के बारे में है कि किस तरीके से बायर्स के राइट एंड ड्यूटीज है। ठीक है। तो almost all the topics have been covered. I think question answer we can, if else if anything is remaining, so we can discuss with the question and answer session as well. So over to you, Amanji. If there may be any query, so we can discuss. Over to you, Amanji. So we can discuss with the.
Hello, sir. So, first of all, first question is there any minimum timeline given for data registration of a new project in Mumbai region?
So basically, Manji, whatever I understand from the question, so there is no as such timeline for any real estate project. If you like to, if in our example, that XYZ project, we got the map sanction. And if we like to sell the project, if we like to do the third party obligation, then we shall immediately file the application for registration. It is advisable when we must file the application for registration immediately. May be possible if we delay, then the authority may ask what are the reasons for delay. So it is advisable, then you can file immediately, or let's say 10 days or 15 days, you can file the application. And post processing of the application for registration, the authority may grant the registration. Actually, I think that is the part.
Another question is, in case of a company where key person has died and nobody can complete RERA formalities due to financial crunch, is there any remedy for waiver of compliance or extension of compliance in that case?
So basically now you are telling me that key men have been died, key man has been died, and the maybe MD or director, it may be whatever it may be. But Amanji, this is the very basic point, that the business cannot be stopped due to any, because the separate legal entity, we discuss, I think we read in our study books that the company and the shareholder is separate legal entity. So there is no such relaxation in the law, okay, like extension of the QPRs or like extension of any compliance. So if the, because the no doubt the company run by the key managerial person, but there may be the staff and other team members as well. So I think you can file the application with the RERA authority. RERA is the constitutional body, regulatory and monitoring authority. RERA has the decide. RERA has the power to decide over the application, on your application. But I don't think so they may take any action on it, because there is a team as well. I think so. So that is basic question.
Yeah. Third question is whether builder needs to be registered under affordable housing scheme under RERA.
The answer is yes.
It's mandatory.
This is mandatory because third party obligation is there. Whatever it may be, Amanji, be it Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, PMA by urban, rural, whatever it may be, the builder promoter must be registered under the PMA by Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, affordable housing, busted housing, low cost housing, whatever the name it may be. The benchmark is the third party obligation. Promotion, sales and marketing, advertisement. आप प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना का अगर हम एग्जाम्पल लें, तो वहां पे 6 लाख रुपए में घर मिलता है, उसमें कुछ सब्सिडी सेंट्रल और स्टेट गवर्नमेंट से आती है, लेकिन वहां भी एडवर्टीजमेंट होता है, क्योंकि डेवलपमेंट अथॉरिटी उसका प्रमोशन करती है, जो भी चीजें हैं, तो वहां भी रेरा रजिस्ट्रेशन की जरूरत है. देयर इज नो एग्जम्पशन एट ऑल.
Okay. Fourth question is, in our case, RC has been issued. Builder take almost 7 years to execute RC and clear the amount under RC. Under what provision of RERA we can receive interest forgone on that amount for delayed time period? Does it require any fresh application under RERA?
पैसा मिल गया ना, यही बहुत है. आई थिंक लोगों को तो पैसा भी नहीं मिला, बट ठीक है, ये तो मेरा प्रैक्टिकल एस्पेक्ट मैंने बोला अमन जी. बट पॉइंट ये है कि आप एप्लीकेशन फाइल कर सकते हैं रेरा में. अगेन यू कैन मूव द एप्लीकेशन फॉर फॉर द रिमेनिंग पीरियड फॉर द 6 or 7 years, बट इट विल बी वेरी डिफिकल्ट बिकॉज वॉट एवर द टाइम, आई थिंक आपने 6-7 साल लगे, फिर अगले 6-7 years उसके इंटरेस्ट के लिए लगेंगे. तो आई थिंक इट इज टू अवॉइड द litigation further, but itself theoretically aspect is this: you can file the application again with the RERA authority regarding the issuance of RC, whatever it may be. You can file the application.
Next question is, sir, date given on allotment letter is 31st March 2019, but the project registered under RERA portal was 31st March 2021. Compensation payable from 19 to 21.
So,
is there any?
So can you please, because it is some statistical. So the what I understand that the date given in the allotment letter 31st March 2019, right? In the BBA agreement for sale, right? And the date given on the RERA portal is 2021, March 2021. Am I taking it right?
Yeah.
So if the builder have not given you the possession, so yes, there is a contractual obligation by virtue of your allotment letter. You can ask the compensation for period of 2 years or till the possession. Basically, till the possession, you can ask for the compensation. Maybe possible that builder can give you the possession before 2020. Maybe possible in 2020. So till the date of possession, beyond the date mentioned in your allotment letter, आप कंपनसेशन मांग सकते हैं एट द रेट ऑफ MCLR+1। MCLR+1 जो है वो करीब करीब MCLR का भी जो रेट है वो करीब 8-8.5% है, जो कि SBI का MCLR है, स्टेट बैंक ऑफ इंडिया का, SBI का मार्जिनल कॉस्ट ऑफ लैंडिंग रेट MCLR, और 1% उसमें मार्कअप है, तो 9.5 आता है। तो ये ऑलमोस्ट दिस इज इक्वल टू दी होम लोन रेट।
Okay. And sir, next question is, sir, does common area include top or roof of port- portico, which is accessible to one or two allottees or buyers of first floor? From there, set out, but this area is not included in the plan of flat allotted and purchased by them. These buyers would like to use their portions extension of their set out as party area or to maintain garden.
देखिए अमन जी, बहुत ज्यादा मुझे समझ नहीं आया, मैं आपको एक कॉन्सेप्ट बता आई थिंक मैं आई एम गिविंग यू द कॉन्सेप्ट, वेरी बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ कॉमन एरिया, हाउ टू असेस द कॉमन एरिया। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, टेरेस इज कॉमन एरिया। First of all, terrace is common area. You can't create any third party right on terrace, first of all. Okay. So terrace is common area. The second part is that if there is a common pathway, so by virtue of that, first floor, second floor, allottee go up and down, whatever it may be. So that is also the common area. I think you can understand common area is for enjoyment and benefit of people at large, or who resides in the society or who resides in the tower. So basically, which is the benchmark. So you can't create, आप मैं आपको एक एग्जांपल देता हूं। क्या मैं ताजमहल पे, आई थिंक आपका ये स्क्रीन चला गया मन जी, तो आई थिंक क्या ये पॉसिबल है कि मैं ताजमहल बेच सकता हूँ? सुनने में भी अटपटा लगता है। क्या ये पॉसिबल है कि मैं पार्किंग में अपना लॉकर बना सकता हूँ या मैं अपना स्टोर बना सकता हूँ? क्या ये पॉसिबल है? बस उसी तरीके से है कि सर ये क्या हो गया, आप कैसा एग्जाम्पल ले रहे हैं ताजमहल और लाल किले का? तो इट इज लाइक दैट कि वो कॉमन एरिया है, वो एक पब्लिक प्रॉपर्टी है, तो कॉमन एरिया इज पब्लिक प्रॉपर्टी। Basically, what it is somewhat technical. It is undivided proportionate share. It is a manji undivided proportionate share in the common area. This is undivided, which cannot be divided. Undivided है। कल को ये नहीं हो सकता कि मैं वहां जाके बैठ जाऊं कि जी मेरा ये पोर्शन है। इट इज अनडिवाइडेड बेसिकली। इट इज somewhat technical term, undivided proportionate share.
Okay.
और हाँ, एक चीज और मैं बोलूंगा कि एक इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट रह गया, कारपेट एरिया। अब जो भी कुछ होगा अब आपका कारपेट एरिया के बेसिस पे होगा। अब आपकी कोई भी प्रॉपर्टी अलॉट होगी वो कारपेट एरिया से होगी। अब टोटल एरिया, सुपर बिल्टअप एरिया, अब ये सारे टर्म बैन है। जो कुछ भी अब आपका कारपेट एरिया है, लेकिन आपकी जो रजिस्ट्री होती है वो कारपेट एरिया प्लस कॉमन एरिया की होती है। मैं आपको एग्जांपल लेता हूँ। 1000 स्क्वायर फीट का आपका टोटल एरिया है, 600 का आपका कारपेट है, 400 स्क्वायर फीट का आपका अनडिवाइडेड प्रोपोर्शनेट शेयर है कॉमन एरिया में। तो आपकी रजिस्ट्री हुई 1000 की, क्योंकि आपको जो रजिस्ट्री में मिलता है वो अनडिवाइडेड प्रोपोर्शनेट शेयर की भी जो वो है वो भी आपको पॉइंट मिलेगा कन्वीनियंस डीड में, वो भी कन्वीनियंस होगा आपके फेवर में। ये है। तो लाइक जैसे 1000 का मेरे में हुआ, आप अगर एक फ्लैट लेते हैं मेरे साथ को रेजिडेंट, तो आपका भी 1000 का होगा। तो इस तरीके से ये पूरा सिस्टम इस तरीके से चलेगा। बट अब कोई भी प्रॉपर्टी सेल होगी वो कारपेट एरिया के बेसिस पे।
Okay, sir. So next question is, what is the protection available to buyer or allottees under RERA if building is ordered to be demolished by Supreme Court for violation of environmental regulation?
So basically, this is but dubious situation, Manji, or like you heard about the Supertech Twin Tower in Delhi, in Noida. So these were couple of examples. I think some in Kerala or some in some other states as well. So whatever it may be, if this is pertaining to the Supreme Court, then usually Supreme Court itself wrote in their order what to do with the allottees rights, third party rights, or residents right. What about the residents? How to tackle the residents? So what about their hard earned money? What about their investment? So it is already must be placed in order itself. जैसे सुपर टेक का था ऑर्डर, उसमें इटसेल्फ रिफंड की बात थी, ठीक है। तो उसी तरीके से जो भी ऑर्डर होगा, वॉट एवर इट मे बी, यूजुअली सुप्रीम कोर्ट टेक्स केयर अबाउट दैट बिकॉज इट इज सुप्रीम एक्चुअली। आई थिंक I'd be you getting the point. You told about Supreme Court, so that's fine.
In case of sir JDA project, in case of JDA project where consideration is share of construction, what should be mentioned in land cost portion in CA certificate?
So basically, this is very common asked question. So JDA is there are two type of scenario in JDA, in joint development contract, joint development agreement. So one is the area sharing, the another one is the revenue sharing. Okay. Your matter comes to the area sharing, right? So this is not the revenue sharing. So in area sharing, there are numbers of things because there is no standard benchmark regarding this. So you can take the basically you can take the third if this is the construction plan. So basically area sharing. So you can mention the stamp duty valuation in the land cost. You can take the stamp duty valuation because you are constructing the flats and handing over to the landowner promoter, right? 1/3 and 2/3 share. You can take that as well. Okay. Sometimes whatever the construction and development cost, we can take the same as well. But the right scenario is that because in your book there is no land cost, so you can presume that the circle rate valuation on the basis of land cost on the basis of apartment, which is the fair benchmark of the area sharing method. Or if this is the revenue sharing, then there is no problem at all. Whatever the revenue is spent out from 70% bank account, because the 170/30 bank accounts must be opened in the name of developer. So that is there.
And so last question is whether CA certificate is required every time for requiring bank to make payment from 70% amount account to vendor against construction cost.
So basically, Amanji, the scenario is that the architect, engineer, CA certificate or these three reports must be submitted to the RERA authority on quarterly basis. I have given this presentation in the webinar already. So it must be submitted at the time of QPR. Okay. Then thereafter, these three certificate, these three reports must be submitted to the escrow banker, like Kotak Mahindra Bank or ICICI Bank, whatever it may be. Okay. So these three reports must be submitted immediately to the concerned banker. On the basis of withdrawal eligibility in the CA certificate, in the CA report, okay, let's say there is a withdrawal eligibility of 10 crore. Then in that scenario, the bank set that withdrawal eligibility in their system and there is a automatic withdrawal till this 10 crore must be achieved. Okay. On if this 10 crore limit will be exhausted, then there is again this exercise will be done by the professionals, by the promoter, architect, engineer, CA. Even though our QPR date will not arrive, हमारी QPR की डेट नहीं भी आई है और अगर हमारे क्वार्टर में ये बेंचमार्क आ जाता है कि हमारी लिमिट एग्जॉस्ट हो जाती है, इन दैट सिनेरियो हमें फिर ये रिपोर्ट दोबारा से लेनी होगी, 3 रिपोर्ट्स। फिर ये रिपोर्ट हम बैंक को सबमिट करेंगे और उसके बाद QPR आने के बाद एट द टाइम ऑफ QPR फिर हम लोग अगेन ये सर्टिफिकेट फिर से देना, ये सिनेरियो है। तो ये बेसिकली जो लॉ का मैंडेट था वो यही था कि आपको आर्किटेक्ट, इंजीनियर, सीए आपको हर पेमेंट और विड्रॉल पे लेना है, लेकिन ये फिजिबल नहीं है क्योंकि इसमें कॉस्ट भी लगती है, टाइम भी लगता है। मैं वेंडर का पेमेंट करूंगा कि सर्टिफिकेट लूंगा। तो फॉर ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस बैंक्स ने इसको इस तरीके से किया कि आपकी जो विड्रॉल की एलिजिबिलिटी है वो आपकी बेंचमार्क अपने सिस्टम में डाल दिया, 10 करोड़, 20 करोड़, 100 करोड़, जो भी अमाउंट है, ठीक है, और उसके बेसिस पे ऑटोमेटिक विड्रॉल होता रहे। और अगर ये एग्जॉस्ट हो गई, फिर आपको दोबारा से ये सिनेरियो पूरा प्रोसेस फॉलो करना है और बैंक को सर्टिफिकेट सबमिट करने हैं। लेकिन क्यूपीआर में तो तब हो नहीं पाएगा क्योंकि आपका क्वार्टर में तो क्यूपीआर ओपन होगा नहीं, ड्यूरिंग द क्वार्टर ऑलरेडी आप सबमिट कर चुके हैं। देन फिर जब आपका क्यूपीआर ओपन होगा, जैसे nowadays the QPR is going on from 1st January to 15 January, तो फिर उस समय आपको दोबारा से वो फिर से अगेन यू नीड टू डू द प्रोसेस अगेन। आई थिंक
Okay, sir.
गॉट द पॉइंट।
Any more questions, or shall we conclude? Shall we conclude, sir?
Yeah, please. If any question, we can wait for 1 or 2 minutes.
Okay.
If nothing is left, then
We will wait.
if you like to ask any question, you may please. You have asked the numbers of question on behalf of others.
We received one more question. At the time of unit registration, whether GST paid by buyer will be included in sale consideration or not?
At the time of, sorry,
At the time of unit registration, whether GST paid by buyer will be included in sale consideration or not?
so basically might be you are referring to the, who is asking the question, referring to the registration of the sale deed, registry basically. So no, the GST is the basically indirect tax. So the GST will go to the department directly, to the government directly, CGST, SGST, whatever it may be. So the GST cannot be clubbed. This is only the basic amount, whatever it may be. Let's say there is 100 rupees, 5 rupee GST on real estate sector, 5 rupees, or commercial 12%, 12 rupees. Then in that scenario, there is only rupees 100. There is no need to addition of the GST. The stamp duty will be levied only on the 100 rupees part.
And whether land cost will be is to be assumed as incurred during JDA in case of joint development agreement.
Come again, sorry.
In case of joint development agreement JDA, whether land cost is to be assumed as incurred.
So basically, in the case of JDA, that I told you, there are two type of methodology in the JDA: area sharing, revenue sharing. In area sharing, in revenue sharing, basically, when whatever amount or whatever payment may be made by the developer promoter to the landowner promoter, in that scenario, the developer promoter can make the payment from 70% bank account, because the revenue sharing model or whatever the revenue is there, which is the land cost for the developer promoter towards the development rights. It is not the registry. The JDA is not the registry. It is the mere development rights for development of the property, not the passing of ownership. JDA is not passing of the ownership. So in our scenario, the developer promoter, let's say, make the payment of rupees 1 crore to the landowner promoter. Then you can assume, you can make the payment from 70% bank account, and in the report of CA certificate or at the time of QPR, you must disclose that the so much of the amount, let's say 1 crore, have been spent in this quarter or transferred from the developer promoter to the landowner promoter, and this has already written in the JDA itself what is the methodology of the payment. Usually it is based on the, generally it is based on the sales consideration. Let's say sales consideration of rupees 100 crore, then 40-60 ratio, 30-70 ratio. So this is generally written in the itself in the JDA as well. I think you got the point.
The next question is, can freehold property be registered under RERA? If not, what will be responsibility of auditor of such builder?
Can fewer?
If not, what will be responsibility of auditor of such builder?
Can fewer
Freehold
property? Freehold property.
Yeah.
Yes, the freehold property must be registered, should be registered under RERA. Okay, I think we have discussed about the leasehold and freehold aspect. So basically now this is the time to discuss 1 or 2 minutes about the leasehold and freehold. So freehold property means that there is no authority, like in Noida, there is a Noida authority who allot the land. Basically, the Noida authority is the owner. I am discussing about the leasehold property. The Noida authority is the owner of the land. The Noida authority leasehold the property to any person, to any company. There is a lesser lessee relationship इन दी लीज होल्ड प्रॉपर्टी, लेसर लेसर रिलेशनशिप. आप ये मानिए बिल्कुल, अगर मैं इसको सिंपल लैंग्वेज में बोलूं आम आदमी के लिए, कि मकान मालिक और किराएदार का रिश्ता होता है, लेसी का, लेसर लेसी का. लेसी इज नॉट द एब्सोल्यूट ओनर ऑफ द प्रॉपर्टी. If you like to do anything, you need to take the permission from Noida Authority, Greater Noida Authority, or Yamuna Authority. There are 3 authority in Noida. Okay, Noida, Greater Noida, Yamuna. Okay, so that is the leasehold property. Leasehold usually for the period of 90 years, for 50 years, 60 years, 99 years, generally. Okay, so but freehold property is the freehold property owner. While come to the topic of freehold property owner is the absolute owner of the property. No need to take the permission from any authority or any competent authority. I like to have the disposal whatever I like to be. If in unlikely in leasehold property, if say my plot has been allotted for residential, so I need to make the residential. So that is the compulsion. In that, freehold property does not have any stipulation like this. Okay, so freehold is freehold, and it RERA does not make any differentiation between leasehold land and freehold land. So free whatever it may be, and in entire country, in our country, the almost all the land is freehold. Almost all the land is freehold, barring few, except few, like Noida, Greater Noida, in some part of Maharashtra, in some part of UP, in some part of other states as well. So barring few, there are every property is freehold. So if say so, अगर ऐसा होगा तो फिर तो सारा ही freehold में हमारा छूट जाएगा. Yeah, I think. Yeah. और अगर अगर उन्होंने कोई किसी पे रेरा नहीं लिया है, तो ऑडिटर को अपनी रिपोर्ट क्वालिफाई करनी चाहिए फॉर श्योर. अगर ऐसा है तो चाहे वो फ्री होल्ड है चाहे लीज होल्ड है, वेदर इट इज फ्री होल्ड और लीज.
Okay, sir. So last question is, what about protection of buyer under RERA against undisclosed charge created on the property by builder?
So basically there are numbers of things available for the buyers. So they can approach to RERA authority if the builder has not disclosed the adequate disclosure or not disclosed about the charged. So yes, the buyer can approach to the RERA because it is the misrepresentation of fact, no doubt. And they can ask, even they can go for the now remedy. Now we can discuss about the remedy. Even they can go for the refund because the builder has not disclosed about the charge etc thing to the buyers or on the portal of RERA. So which is very important. Okay, first thing. Second thing, they can also go, buyer can also approach to RERA revocation of registration because of the misrepresentation of facts. The registration has been obtained on the facts because the promoter has not disclosed or not adequately disclose the about the charge or other things or encumbrance. Okay, so definitely it will have direct impact on the buyer. And from buyer's perspective, if say there is a charge on any project, the buyer must make sure that the charge must be released before the registry or before the conveyance deed of the generally the financial institution, the lender, banker gives the NOC to the builder directly in terms of, yes, this property is now free from our hand. This property means this plot, apartment, or building, whatever it may be. Okay. So that is there. So buyer can take the copy of that NOC as well from the builder. Buyer can demand the copy of NOC from the builder or promoter. I think I have answered.
Okay. And sir, people are going through confusions about GST also. Like, but GST is cost to the buyer and linked to the unit. Any related guidance?
GST cost to the buyer.
Yeah, GST is cost to the buyer and linked to the unit. In continuation of prior question about GST.
Okay, so I think whatever I am getting from this question, yes, GST is cost to the buyer, no doubt. 105, okay, 100 plus 5 residential, okay. So and cost to the unit, I think this is so. क्या ये क्वेश्चन है कि कॉस्ट यूनिट के लिए है? तो
Yeah.
105 रुपए बायर की पॉकेट पे पड़ा, 105 रुपए बायर के लिए हुआ, ठीक। लेकिन आई थिंक वो ये पूछना चाह रहे हैं कि फिर हम रजिस्ट्री में 105 क्यों नहीं लेते?
It's
हम
in
100
continuation, sir. Like I asked previously, one question. At the time of unit registration, whether GST paid by the buyer will be included in sale consideration or not. It's asked by same person.
हाँ, मैं समझ गया कि हम लोग जब रजिस्ट्री कराते हैं तो सेल्स कंसिडरेशन में 105 क्यों नहीं लेते, 100 क्यों लेते हैं? शायद ये क्वेश्चन है। नहीं, देखिए, आप भी समझ सकते हैं एज ए चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट, एज ए सीए, कि 5 रुपए तो डिपार्टमेंट को चले जाएंगे, वो गवर्नमेंट को जाता है सीधा, ठीक है। तो ऑब्वियसली वो तो जो रजिस्ट्री होती है एक्सक्लूडिंग ऑफ एनी इनडायरेक्ट टैक्स होती है। आप अगर उस पर वैल्यूएशन भी करेंगे तो उसमें सिस्टम होता है सर्किल रेट और सेल्स कंसिडरेशन विच एवर इज हायर, उस पर स्टाम्प ड्यूटी लगती है 5, 6, 7% वॉट एवर इट मे बी। तो वो जीएसटी तो वैसे भी डिपार्टमेंट को जाना है, तो ये तो एक्सक्लूड होगा ही होगा, ऑल्दो इट इज ए कॉस्ट ऑन द पॉकेट ऑफ बायर, क्योंकि वो तो वैसे भी, पर ठीक है।
Oh. So shall we conclude now? Or
हाँ, अब एनीथिंग अगर लेफ्ट है तो ठीक है, प्लीज।
okay, so we'll conclude. As we come to the close of today's session, today enlightening webinar on RERA, I want to take this opportunity to extend my sincere gratitude to everyone who made this session a success. CA Gaurav Agarwal, sir, a big thank you to you, to our amazing speaker, for your expertise and thought provoking perspectives on the topic. We learned a lot from you, sir, today, and we got a lot of good insights about data and the professional opportunities amongst for us. I would like to acknowledge the efforts of Committee on Commercial Law, Economic Advisory and NPO Cooperative of ICAI for conducting such an informative webinar today. It has been privileged to moderate the event and facilitate such a meaningful discussions. Thank you, sir.